Do you smell that? It's spring. The new growing season is here. So follow along as we get ready for the new growing season. First and foremost, let's set up the orchard. I know what you say. Come on man, you got a few fig tree here, some strawberry there, and a few berry on the side there. You call it an orchard? Well, that's what I can afford here in New York City. So just pretend it's a real orchard, okay? So this potted fig tree, I carried them out from winter storage about 2 weeks ago in early March, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Last season, I did the same thing. I pulled them out in early March, similar time frame, and it's doing great. Come out right away, fertilize, and when the temperature warm up a little bit, it start to grow nicely. But this season, it get a little damaged because the first day of spring, when I already pulled them out, right, it have a freeze. So some of them already start to break dormancy, start to bud out. It get damaged. Even some of the breadware crop. My last frost date is around mid to third week of April, so it still have like at least 3 more weeks from the last frost. But for fig tree or strawberry or some berry like blueberry or blackberry, I think it's totally fine to start fertilizer. So yeah, let's come along. My fertilization is fairly easy. I like to keep it simple. First thing first, it's Alaska fish fertilizer. This one is high in nitrogen. It's good for green growth, leafy greens. So at the beginning of the season, I like to give it a drink. So like mix with water, watering the tree a little bit. That's all it is. Maybe I give it 1 or twice. That's all. But if you want to focus on green leaf, this is green growth. This is the one that I like to give it. But my go-to fertilizer, this one is Osmocote Plus. This is doing great. Last season, my tree produced quite a lot. It's very abundant using this one, and many of them even bear double fruit in one note. So I believe this is really good stuff. The one downside, it might be synthetic. So for any of you that organic strictly growing, maybe not your choice. Majority of my tree gonna be fertilized with this. And if you grow them in pots, any fruit tree, you have to give them fertilizer. Don't think you have a green thumb and you don't fertilize. It doesn't matter what you think about yourself. If you don't fertilize, your tree not gonna do well, or maybe it's not gonna fruit well. Okay, so again, this is my go-to, and this year I gonna do my small experiment again. I gonna set aside a few of the tree without using this, only using organic fertilizer. So this is the organic granulate fertilizer. It's specifically for vegetable and tomato, but it happened to have this one, so I am gonna use it because when I look at the NPK ratio, it's 2:5:3, which means it's not too high with the nitrogen, and 5 and 3 is slightly higher than nitrogen. So it should be doing fine for general purposes. So I'm gonna use this one to fertilize the fig tree that I not gonna use the Osmocote, the synthetic fertilizer. So the organic only, I'm gonna use this one, and I will see how much production it have. If it do just fine, maybe I'm okay if you stick with the organic method. But if it we will see how it go. Okay, we'll report later in the season. And that's all for the fig. That's all I use. I use either this and this, mainly this. And first dose in the season, Alaska fish fertilizer for green growth. For my biggest fertilizer bag here, it's I think like 30-40 pound bag there. it for berry, specifically blueberry, blackberries. So I'm gonna use it for some of my berry pot, a few pot up there, and also I'm gonna use it for strawberry. So later we're gonna talk after when we apply, but now let's just go straight to the first tree. We do first fertilization. So this one is Campanile. I'm gonna do it organic. So first in line, this one. For organic fertilizer, the granulated, when applied, work the soil a little bit because it needs to be break down before the tree can use all the nutrient, all the stuff that the fertilizer have to offer. So I can scrape up the top, and now fertilizer. I don't really measure how much stuff I put in there, but I just like to use, eyeball it. It seems to be cover the part enough. It done the job. I think it about 2 hands, maybe another one because we generous, Now come to the finishing touch. Gonna be fish emulsion, the Alaska fish fertilizer. So to deal with this one, grab a plastic cup that you think you're gonna toss it out next time because this stuff is sting. For the fertilization part, all done and set. But now I come to the finishing touch, mulch. For this step, mulch, some people say, oh, you have to mulch. Some people say you don't have to. For me personally, if you have mulch, use it. If you don't have, you don't have to. It's not at the end of the world. But I grow up here, and at first I thought this year I'm not gonna mulch it. But up here it's more windy, and all the growing medium, all the dirt, it just fly out of the container. So I'm gonna mulch it to help suppress it down a little bit. Because last season it's working okay with the mulching. Only the downside, but it still make a mess with the mulch. But here serve in the platter to make it look a little better, in my opinion, with the mulching. Okay, now it's all set, right? I should water after this one, but tomorrow or the next day it's gonna rain. Alright, now move on to my go-to fertilizer, the Osmocote Plus. So majority of the tree gonna fertilize with this one. Ooh, tiny spoon. It's 43 cc. I'm not sure how much is that, but let's see. So you maybe already know that you use the synthetic. You don't have to work the soil down. You just sprinkle around or sprinkle on top of the soil, and it will dissolve and provide the nutrition the plant needs in the season. Okay, so I think maybe 10 gallon is about 1.5 or 2 this baby spoon. And that's it. I'm gonna finish with the mulch. Job done. So I will finish the rest of the pot now. Finally, my orchard all set and done. So now let's take a closer look at how the cold damage. Some do better than others, but this one, for example, get hit really bad. Let's just take a closer look. This one. For one breva on the tree, it get cooked. It just burn and turning brown. Same thing with it young tender, but it also get cooked, so it's gonna be set it back for at least a few weeks. And this is Olympian. It do really well, quite the opposite of the tree that I saw earlier. It handled the cold damage real well, very cold hardy. Look at the growing tip, it's still green and alive. So this is a very good, a very cold hardy one. Also look at the breva, it already the size of a piece, and it's quite a lot.
This branch is like 7, 8, if not 10, and it have quite a bit of the branch that bear breva. This one I cut out the tip, so there's no more breva here, but the one that have the tip on, there are a few breva here, down there a few more breva there. Same thing, every side, everywhere that have tips, it have breva. Right next to it is Chu Eleanor. In terms of tip growth, it's not doing that well. It get a little damage, but for the breva crop, it's doing just fine. Especially up here, it get a few of them, and this one even larger than the Olympian. This is another tree that doing well in terms of cold hardy. It's a Bloxador. Tip growth, breva crops seem to be doing well. On this branch, it seems to be have a visitor. Look like a yellow ladybug. Go to see. Last one before we move on. This is a Cododoma gigantina. It have a lot of breva down there. Not sure it would hold, or not sure the variety produce any breva. For the tip growth, not doing that good. The outside leaf or the burnt, but the buds not so sure how to assess this damage yet. But hopefully it hold on, because it get quite a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 breva on there. So in general, the fig tree doing great. This why I get late freeze. It's still doing just fine. Now let's move on to the strawberry. Just a quick look. This early in the season, it already grow that much already. I do some like appotting earlier in the season, like in the falls, and now it's nicely green, and many of them, this one put out a lot of flower already there. Not really showing the flower, but it only the cluster there. The variety is everbearing, so it will start bear little fruit from the early season until late in the season. But this season, because I like strawberry so much, I get 2 more variety. This one Sweet Charlie, and now I see tiny fruit inside there already. This is another variety, Jewels. I grow it at the same time as the Sweet Charlie, so I get this variety because I think it's people say it's good flavor, and it also produce a good size. And now to finishing up part 1, because we still have many more on the list to go, but we already get the first thing done already, and I'm happy with that, and also exciting for the new growing season. So beside here, this is blueberries. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 different varieties. This one is the pink laminating. I get it like 3 years already, but most of the time that I have it, I grow it very shady place, so it's not doing that great. Now I decide to dug it up, put in pot, fertilize with the acidic mix specifically for blueberry. Hopefully it would grow some things. This one, it seems to be very early, the earliest among all. It already flowering, and it looks beautiful. The other one here doesn't looking that great. Maybe when I transplanted, it was like in the middle of the winter. But the other one, slightly larger, not so a lot larger, right next to the camera there, it's doing much better. And by the way, all of the berry here, I fertilizing with the same fertilizer for the blueberry, so that acidic mix that I saw earlier. Hopefully they doing great. And for the strawberry, I use the same fertilizer, acidic mix, because it's a berry, so
Most of the time they enjoy more acidic, but I'm not sure if I put too much or too little, or it's just too acidic for other berry because it's specifically for blueberry. But time will tell. Definitely I will give you update, right? So yeah, thank you for watching today, and I see you part 2. Bye bye.